Hello, 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 hello. Happy December. Oh my God, what a year it's been. Okay, a couple things. First, hi, hello, hello, welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is Lightworker Wit. Pleasure to meet you. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Happy to see you. I hope that you had a lovely Thanksgiving holiday. And if you didn't see family, that's okay. I hope you enjoyed your own company. First things first, for Aries, Taurus, Pisces, and Aquarius, I did your readings at my brother's home, so you won't see this background. I still worked on my holiday. I don't know about you, but I still worked, okay? And one of them, I think it might be Pisces, super zoom on career and finances. So sorry about that. But it got done. I was not gonna re-record it. You're still gonna get the message. You might see my pores, but that's okay. I do these for sun signs, so please watch your sun sign, but I also encourage you to watch your moon and your rising as well, so you can get a 360 view on what to expect for this month. Please remember that as a Lightkeeper, you have 15% off of all of my products and services. So please feel free to peruse my website if you feel like you want a little treat for yourself this holiday season. If you want to order a forecast for yourself or a birthday forecast or a quick reading or one of my journals, anything, just browse what's on there. Just browse and just see if you want something for yourself this holiday season. I say this to everybody, don't try to make the shoe fit if it doesn't fit, all right? If I start saying something that doesn't feel like it resonates to you, take it in. Make a mental note, and if things start to unfold this month that are like, oh, hold on, Whitney said that this is going to occur, come back to the reading. But don't try to make it fit, because that happens to me all the time. I'll do a reading and I'm just like, okay, whatever. But then in hindsight, I'm like, oh. But I will say most of you guys who are subscribed to me generally resonate with my messages, so you already know what the deal is here. So I'm excited to get into these forecasts. I am going to be, or at least I'm going to try to be, a little bit speedier with the rest of the 8 signs, simply because my December is already looking kind of crazy and I want to make sure I get these out to you sooner rather than later. Okay, just real quick, because you might be wondering if I do annual forecasts. I don't really like to do annual forecasts for the year ahead. A lot of other tarot content creators will do that for 2026. I don't really like to. Number one, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and I don't know that I want to make the time. I considered it. I was in conversation with a website. They were interested in maybe sponsoring a video or something, and I presented it to them, but they did not write me back. Had they written me back, you would have 2026 forecasts. Somebody's got to pay for the time, okay? They take a lot of work. The way that I like to do my forecasts, you're getting a forecast, babe, okay? So if you want one for yourself, please go to my website, order it for yourself. I don't think I'm going to keep them up very long because of how long they take, and I don't want them to bleed into January like they did last year. By December 15th, I need to have all the orders I'm going to have for annual forecasts. You feel me? Okay. You're most likely not going to get collective 2026 predictions on this channel. If I do, they might be pick a card. They might be very general, but if you want something in depth, you're going to want to go to my website to order that. All right, I think I said everything I needed to say. Please be sure to like this video and comment if you'd like to, even if just a little couple emojis. That lets YouTube know that you're engaged and you like what's happening here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. Bye. I have been changed for good. Did you guys see it yet? Did you guys see Wicked yet? Okay, Capricorn, in honor of our Cynthia Erivo Capricorn Queen. All right, your cards are already shuffled, my love. So I'm just going to check. Okay, Ace of Cups back of the deck here, upright. And what is this? Queen of Cups back of the deck, energy upright. Okay, so recent past Capricorn may be feeling very good, feeling very emotionally cleansed. Love that. Back of the deck energy for your monthly forecast is 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is a turning point. Okay. Let's see what this month is bringing for you. Oh, was not expecting that. What's after that? Okay. Sorry, I had to draw some extra cards there. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to share what I've got in front of me. I'm going to clarify what I need to clarify. And then we're going to move on to your love and relationships and career and finances, okay? First card out for current self, we've got Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is pointed to the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or a love interest, any sign, okay? Somebody may be really all in your face right now, offering you love, offering you, I wanted to say sweet nothings and sentiments, but I don't, it might not be nothing. You may be focused on a romantic connection at this time, at the beginning of December. If you're not involved with somebody, you just may be feeling very, very whimsy, very like, oh, anything is possible. Look how beautiful the trees look when they're bare, you know, like, because it's winter. Like, it might be that vibe, okay? Theme of the month, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, but this is also conformity, tried and true, the traditional. This is also connected to spiritual teachers or spiritual enlightenment as well. We'll come back to that. Kegel to pursue the future, looking towards the future, Two of Wands, planning and getting organized for 2026 or January. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. I know I sneezed like 3 times. Okay. Every time I sneeze multiple times, there's this episode of Seinfeld. Anyway, if you know, you know. Obstacle to overcome is judgment. The judgment is a decision being made for you or against you or about you. Oh, God. That was a lot. That one was a lot. It was dramatic, that one. But the judgment could also be representative of you needing to make a decision, of you needing to decide, okay, what am I going to do? Definitely going to clarify that. Okay, come on now, nose. Come on. Okay. Hopefully that was the last one. Hopefully that was the last one. Okay, major accomplishment is 6 of Pentacles. You will, if you are in need of money, help, or assistance, by the end of the month, you should have it. What to avoid, 4 of Pentacles. This is conservatism, penny pinching, kind of closing, keeping everything close to your chest, or holding back, withholding rather is a better word. Come on. Oh, God. This always happens every freaking night. Just, oh, I don't know what that's about. I don't know why I have like nighttime sneezing. I don't know what that's about. You know, we're going to look it up right now because like I really need to understand that. You may be sneezing a lot at night due to allergies to things like dust mites or pollen in your bedroom, dry air from a humidifier, or cold or other causes include non-allergic rhinitis, which is triggered by irritants like smoke or strong smells and certain lifestyle factors. You know what? When I get my money up, I'm gonna get me some air purifiers. All right. What to avoid, 4 of Pentacles. Penny pinching, holding and clutching onto things. Being cheap, being broke, counting every dollar. I mean, there's a time and place for that. But like, I think this is more of because it's the holidays. Of course, everybody's counting all of their money. I think this is a message more about you not being stressed about, oh my God, how much is that? And how are we going to pay? And you know, I think that's more the message. Okay. What to embrace, 5 of Wands, competition, putting yourself out there, being seen. I like to call this the rat race card. So if you are looking for a job, get your resume out there. Okay. Where to find support, 7 of Wands, strategy, 7 of Swords, strategy, being defense. Sometimes this is about not defensiveness, about escapism and deceitfulness. But I don't think that's the message here. I think this is about being strategic, especially if you are in need of financial assistance. You got to be smart. Okay. And where to find, advice and encouragement is 3 of Swords. Okay. 3 of Swords is heartbreak, sorrow, And I wanted to know what was next, and we had the Ten of Swords. Rare that I have the Ten of Swords and Three of Swords next to each other. This is very interesting in the position of what to embrace. And then we also have the Two of Cups in the position of, or just next to the Ten of Swords. I'm just really connecting all this for advice and encouragement. You know, I'll use myself as an example here, Capricorn, because I'm hesitant to kind of go ahead and say, oh, just like be prepared for a heartbreak, blah, 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 blah. Because our major accomplishment is Six of Pentacles. So I'm going to use myself here because I would just finish Gemini's reading. And in between the reading, I went back and looked at my personal forecast. I just did it like a day or so ago. And what was interesting for me personally was that I had the Five of Cups in the position of what to embrace. And the Five of Cups is typically a message of grief, sadness, and loss, right? Depression. And I couldn't really understand that. So of course I expanded on that. And I had an idea of what it was because I don't use reversals in this deck. So I was like, okay, well, maybe the message is like to be moving on from these low vibrational energies, right? And I was looking at it today and I was like, oh, that wasn't the message. The message was to kind of like have acceptance for that energy and kind of like, I hate to say it like this, but use it to my advantage. I'm being very vague here. So how can I be, I don't really want to explain my situation, but this is what I'll say. So let's say you were somebody who was battling depression or grief, like maybe you just lost a relative, and you are traditionally a person who's like, no, I can move through it. I'm fine. I'm going to be good. I'll just go to work. I'll take one day of bereavement. But really, in terms of what to embrace, like you need to let yourself feel that and don't worry about being so strong. Let people know what you're carrying so they can help you. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's the message of the Five of Cups. Let me see if I can find it real quick. The Five of Cups, sometimes that's why it's important to use a traditional, tarot deck. Because I'm thinking about it as I'm talking about it. I have a point, so stay with me. The Five of Cups, the original message, it's somebody who is sad about cups that have spilled, but the person still has cups behind him that he's not aware of or paying attention to. So the message really is not all is lost. And the Five of Pentacles has a similar message as well. Not all is lost. You still have to count your blessings. Here we go. You see how he's sad about these 3 cups, but he don't realize he's still got these cups behind him. If he just kind of picks his head up or turn around, he'll see that not all is lost. So what do I mean when I going back to you, Capricorn, looking at this Three of Swords, Ten of Swords in the position of advice and encouragement. Okay. Now, I know your question is, well, let me see the original Three of Swords. Okay. Okay. Let me try to find it. I'm pretty sure all y'all know what it looks like by now. The Three of Swords is, like I said, heartbreak, sorrow, anguish. It's not always related to love. There's a few times the Three of Swords have come up in my personal readings. It ain't got nothing to do with love, okay? This is the Three of Swords. Okay. Your heart has been pierced. The Ten of Swords is defeat, betrayal, and endings. And we do have this Two of Cups here. I think the message is here, Capricorn. Just like I was saying about using the Five of Cups, like you let people know what you're carrying. I kind of feel like that's the same position here, Capricorn. You're in a similar position. You need to let people know my back is against a wall. I don't have many other options, so that the right person can say, I got you. Okay? Hi, baby. Hi. I gotta get you some more snacks. I'm out of snacks, babe. And I said I was gonna put that in your food. Hi. Capricorn's gonna be mad if I keep interrupting them, so I'm gonna focus on them. I love you so much. Okay? You do what you need to do, Sasha. Okay. So, starting with the Knight of Cups. Why is the Knight of Cups here for current self? Occupation. Okay. So you're trying to maybe find a job you love, try to find joy. Maybe you're trying to find joy in what you do right now for work. Okay. Theme of the month. We have the Hierophant here. Remember, the suits. Okay. Theme of the month for you, Capricorn. Okay. We've got imprisonment coming out. Now, so for me, this is feeling like, remember I said the Hierophant is related to conformity and doing things the tried and true way. You're feeling, this month, you're going to be feeling trapped to operate within the lines of the red tape. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to do everything the right way. That's why this month you're being called to be strategic. You might need to color outside the lines a little bit to get what you need done. Okay. Yeah, it feels like you're feeling very frustrated with the system this month, feeling very stuck, and you're trying to figure out how to break free. Okay, Two of Wands here. Clarify Two of Wands for Capricorn, please. We have mature man. I don't know how that resonates with you, but receive that if it does. Maybe a mature man will help you plan for your future. Maybe you're planning a future with a mature man, for a mature man. Maybe your father, maybe trying to plan for retirement or a home for them. Okay, clarify key goal to pursue for Capricorn. Six of Pentacles again. Your whole vibe this month, Capricorn, is trying to figure out who can help you. Who can help you? Okay? You're trying to get organized of, hey, who's got money for me? I mean, this could be completely opposite of like maybe you're trying to figure out who you can help. Maybe you're in a position of strength and financial security. So you're trying to figure out who you can help, because the Six of Pentacles is giving and receiving. So you might be on the other side. You might be the one that feels like you want to be a cheerful giver this month, right? The holiday spirit. I don't think that's the message, but I'm just sharing that just in case. It really looks like to me that you are the one that needs help and assistance and money. Okay. All right. Let's look at the Judgment card. Why is this here for Capricorn, please? Okay, we've got Three of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Independence, luxury, abundance. Three of Pentacles is teamwork and collaboration. Okay. Now, here for Capricorn. All right, we got bad health and community. I am getting the sense, Capricorn, there's something about you wanting to get an elder person in a community home, what do you call it? An old folks home. What do they really call it? Senior community. I am getting that message here. You might be feeling like it's hard to work with other people to get this done, but the Nine of Pentacles is here. This could be related to somebody's health. Maybe you're trying to decide if you should go and tend to them. Maybe you do something in work where you tend to people who are sick or ill or unwell in some way. If I'm being really honest, the message that I'm getting here, Capricorn, is you're trying to figure out who you think you're going to work best with next, especially if you're a contractor or project-based or freelancer. You're trying to figure out what next opportunity will be most advantageous to me and my health. But again, the bad health card, don't get scared because it's not always related to physical health. Sometimes I see this card related to people's bad finances, bad health finance-wise, you know? Okay. Major accomplishment, Six of Pentacles. Why do we need this? Why do we need help? Why does Capricorn need help? Courtship. Okay. I was feeling like you need a job. Okay. Feeling like you need a job. Somebody is going to help you. Somebody is going to help you, Capricorn. Trust and believe. Okay, I don't feel like I need to clarify the Four of Pentacles. Try not to be Mr. Krabs this month, please. I do want to look at this Five of Wands in terms of what to embrace. Okay, and we have Wheel of Fortune jumping out. Babe, you got to put your hat in the ring, okay? Especially if you're looking for work, Capricorn. You know, I'm specifically thinking of Cynthia Erivo. And I don't know what opportunities or projects she has lined up next. I don't. But I did hear that Ariana Grande is now, like, she's got movies or something lined up. I don't really know for sure, but I think. And I wonder, because I haven't heard that about Cynthia Erivo. I don't know if that's true or not. Of like what her next project might be now that Wicked is done. But she might, and it might feel silly, and this is why I said you might resonate, Capricorn, because you might feel like I shouldn't have to pitch myself any further for roles. I shouldn't have to do that. So you might be in that space, but you got to just put yourself out there. You can't worry about how you think it should be and just focus on what it's going to be. Because I'm sensing and feeling a little resentment here of like, why does everything come so easily for XYZ? Why can't it be that way for me? Right? Why can't I? Can you see this? Am I going to have to cut that out? I don't know. Because I knew you. I have been changed. Sorry, guys. I think this matcha, the caffeine has got me a little. What does Capricorn need to pursue? Okay, family room. Here we go. Okay. Family room, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, like I said, is competition. Family room. I heard family practice. My sister, she's anticipating doing some remote work. And I remember talking to her. And she's like, I just don't know where I'm going to set up an office because they have 2 bedrooms. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, oh, why don't you just set up a desk where your piano used to be? She's like, that's not the vibe. I was like, all right, I'm trying to help. And you out here talking about what the vibe. You don't really have much else options, babe. But I'm thinking about that because I know she's thinking about a job change. To see the Wheel of Fortune here does make me very happy. To see the family room card here, it might be fully remote work if that's what you're pursuing, Capricorn. or have something to do, still on that Cynthia Erivo vibe. Maybe your next project has something to do with a family drama. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to be good luck, good karma, good fortune. You just have to do a little hustling for it. And let's just take a leap here. Let's just take a leap. I'm still using the vibe of Cynthia Erivo, right? Cynthia Erivo is a known athlete. Like, she's very athletic. She's always been. But I wonder, as we know her as a phenomenal vocalist, I wonder if she's interested in doing an action film. And I wonder if like big movie producers are like trying to, put her through the ringer of like, what can you do? What are you capable of? And, I think she did the stunts for Wicked. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just using her as our proxy here. If for her, that was the next leap. Because if you're Cynthia Erivo, you're nominated for Best Actress, which she should have won. I'm going to leave that alone. You're nominated as an Oscar-nominated actress, and you're like, what's next for you? Obviously, you've proven to the world that you're an unchallenged vocalist. What's next for you? And for me, I'm like, obviously an action movie, obviously. Like, I would die to see Cynthia Erivo in like a female Mission Impossible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So that might be the kind of thing where it's the next level for her, and she has to prove that she can do something that hasn't typically been what people know her for. So you might have to do the same, even though you can do it. I know, because I'm a Cynthia Erivo fan, not like a diehard, not a stan, but I know enough of her work to be like, she's pretty athletic. So you might have to go through that, Capricorn. Oh my God, I'm talking so much. Okay, Seven of Swords. Let's keep going. He goes to obstacle. Where am I? Advice. Hold on. Where to find support. I'm like, where am I in this spread? Okay. Look. Run away, Simba, and never return. Okay, Spirit. What? Whoa. Yeah, I do not quote Lion King on the regular. I don't. I really don't. But we have run away, Simba, and never return. Okay. That is what Spirit gave me to share, honey. That is what Spirit gave me to share. You're going to have to leave somebody high and dry, babe. I'm interested to see what comes up in your career and finances or relationship. I don't know. Just looking at the imagery itself, you may potentially need to go travel for a funeral or for a loss or death in your family. The image of this person running, it might be quite literal of you needing to run to somebody's aid who is, again, unwell. Okay. I can't really say why that would be in the position of where to find support. But I'm just throwing that out here just in case it's relevant. When I look at this in the position of where to find support, I wonder if I don't have the Six of Cups here, but I wonder if you're being called to revisit something that has already died, something that has already ended. Maybe you're being strategic of going back to those relationships to see how they could be potentially advantageous to you now. My initial gut reaction is you need to be letting something die and run away fast. Run away, Simba, and never return. Okay? But we do know that Simba did eventually return. We do know that he did, but he had to get his weight up. He had to he had to grow up a little bit. He had to have some life lessons. He had to have a little independence, got a little boot thing along the way. He was a lone lion, but you can't, as a lion, you can't survive alone, but for so long, He was eating bugs. Simba was eating bugs. Y'all, we got to remember. You know, I got to watch Lion King again. There's so many gems in that. He was eating bugs because you know why? The lionesses do the hunting. How long was you going to survive off bugs, Simba? Not being in a pack. How long are you going to survive, Capricorn, on your own? Okay. Okay, let's look at this Three of Swords finally. Why is the Three of Swords your spirit for Capricorn? Advice and okay, marriage. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Now, I will say, before I move on to this, where to find support, the Seven of Swords does represent deception and deceitfulness. I hope that none of y'all are dealing with partners that are cheating, but I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all. We got the marriage card coming out, advice and encouragement. I don't know if we have some partnerships that are falling apart this month. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. The marriage card could also be tied to professional relationships as well. Or contracts, okay? Remember, keep in mind, we do have the Two of Cups here. Advice and encouragement. I really hope that y'all are not losing anybody this month. I really do. I really do. I hope that that's not the case, Capricorn, because there is a little sprinkle of someone being unwell. I do find, I mean, I haven't done a lot of research around this, so don't quote me on this. But I do find a lot of people, I think, tend to pass right around the holiday season. And I think that's because some people, in a weird way, they want to just kind of get through the holidays for their family. And then like once they know that their family has had a lovely holiday season, then they go on, you know, they pass on. You know, I'm getting this situation. Okay, so I don't know why I'm still stuck on Cynthia Erivo. Spirit is just using Cynthia to help me make these analogies right now. Because I promise you don't think about Cynthia Erivo this much. But I'm wondering if like this could be separating from like an agent, separating from like a professional business relationship. And it's hurtful because this person, you know, might have done a lot to help you, but it's no longer advantageous. You know, this relationship is no longer advantageous, babe. Okay, let's recap. Capricorn, because I didn't talk your ear off, Jesus. I didn't talk. Where was I trying to? I feel like in my head for 5 minutes I was trying to do Britney. Oh, baby, how was I? That's not a good Britney impression. So now, oh, yeah. Something wasn't right. Oh, baby, I shouldn't have left you go. I really hope y'all laugh when y'all watch these videos. Show me what you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now, because it's killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby. I should have sang that. My brother-in-law, he did karaoke at he hosted for Thanksgiving this year, so I told you guys. And I would have done Britney Spears, but I felt like it was the wrong crowd. And when you do Britney, you want to make sure people know the song. And I think a few people would have known the song, but not everybody would have known the song. So I didn't go there. But next time, let me get my Britney in. Here we go. Let's recap. Current self. Starting off December feeling good, feeling great, feeling whimsy. Theme of the month is feeling a little trapped. Feeling a little trapped by the conformity and maybe even the toxic patriarchy, potentially, of like how to get things done the way you need to get them done. Key goals to pursue this month is planning for the future, getting yourself organized, even potentially traveling in relation to securing help or finances, potentially in relation to an older male. Obstacle to overcome is judgments. Okay, you need to make a very important decision this month related to who you work with and related to your independence, and needing to make a decision while considering your health and community. Okay, major accomplishment is Six of Pentacles for you. All right, you are receiving help from some other partner, some other person is coming in to give you the financial support and help and assistance you need. But you need to not be clinging on to your last. If it's your last dollar, you'd be like, oh, let me not spend this little dollar because I'm not going to get another dollar. Look, you can't have that mindset. You have to coach and train yourself into an abundance mindset. This will be, I refuse to accept another reality. This is how, like, the only way that you, like, at some point I'm going to create more manifestation content, but the only way that you can truly manifest something, and I really, really, really mean this, is detachment. So you have to really be okay with not getting it. You have to really be okay with not getting it. You got to be like, I really want this stress ball, this little like thing, but if it never becomes mine, I'm okay. It really is how I'd be. Oh, I would love to have that, and man, this feels so great. But if I never get that, all good. So that's number one, the detachment. 2, you cannot entertain simultaneously while that thread is true of, if I never get the stress ball, that's okay. You also have to entertain the thread of, but obviously it's mine. But obviously I'm going to have one. But like, why wouldn't I have one? Obviously I'm going to have one, but if I don't have one, it's fine. That literally has to be the internal dialogue. I'm not kidding. I wish I was, but I'm not. You have to simultaneously believe both threads. You have to believe, oh my God, that stress ball is mine, and it's so perfect, and it's so great. It's the right color. It's made just for me. I can't believe that I've gone all these years without knowing it is in my possession. And you have to realize, oh, but if I never have it, it's okay. I promise you. So when we look at the Four of Swords of what to avoid when it comes to finances is the same way. Oh my gosh, I can't, oh, I just know that light bill is going to get paid and it's so amazing. I don't know where that money is going to come from, but it's going to come from. It's going to be great. But if I have to sit in the dark, it's okay. That's an extreme example, but I just saw a TikTok of somebody who was counting cash on figuring out how to pay pretty much nickel and dime all his utilities. And I feel like I read the comments and that was like all of America right now to figure out how they can afford Christmas. So Capricorn, I want you to really embrace that reality. Understand the light bill is going to get paid. It's going to be, I don't know where that $200 is going to come from, but it's going to peak, but it's going to show up. But if I got to sit in the dark, I got to sit in the dark. I'm going to have some candles in this BI and it's going to be Gucci. Do you see my point? It's a different energy when you're able to operate in that freedom and in that detachment. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard. It's very difficult, but it can be done. Where to embrace? 5 of Wands, competition. You got to get out there and prove yourself. Show what you can do. It will work out for you. There is a blessing aligning for you. Got to be strategic though, and you might need to run away fast from something that is no longer serving you. There is going to be some sort of disappointment, heartbreak, or ending, potentially in relations to some sort of partnership, or it could be real. It could be romantic, but I feel that it might be professional. Okay. All right, Capricorn, drop some comments. I'm going to clean this up and move on to your love and relationships. Oh, hi. All right, my baby. Here we go. Let's look at your love and relationships. Remember, your cards are already shuffled. Okay, there's trouble in paradise. I really feel like there's going to be some sort of loss. I hate to say it, Capricorn, because we got the 5 of Cups here. And now we got boundaries. Okay. Like I said, back to the deck energy is Ace of Cups. So in the recent past, you were feeling good in your love life. Let's see what comes out of the romance angels before I speak on what's in front of me. Capricorn, what you got for Capricorn, December 2025? Capricorn, I wish I could make this stuff up. I wish you saw it fly out. Do I want to show? I'm not going to show you this. I'm not going to show you this yet. You know, I got to keep the entertainment value. Okay, let me see what you got for Capricorn. I feel like I only want one of these. Yeah. Yeah. And I want one of these. What do you got for Capricorn? What do they need to know? Okay. All right. I don't even know what are these. I didn't see it. Here we go. What to expect, Capricorn. We have the King of Cups reverse and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands traditionally is related to competition. Remember, this is the card that was in the position of what to embrace. Five of Wands is competition. But in this particular deck, the Five of Wands is more about conflict and argumentative behavior. It's like somebody wanting to win. But the King of Cups is here reversed. King of Cups is typically water sign energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, someone who is emotionally stable. When it's reversed, they're not very stable. They're very, maybe, I don't want to say emotionally manipulative because that's not really the vibe, but they're just like not managing their emotions well, usually, when this card appears. So what you're going into the month of December expecting, you're expecting to be fighting with your person. Now, if you're not dating, Capricorn, first of all, this reading, probably the majority of this reading wouldn't apply, but listen anyway, just in case. If you're seeing somebody, like I said, it looks like it's not going well. It looks like there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of disagreements. I don't really feel like your person is hearing you. You see, like, look at this image. You see how he's just like, you ever been talking to somebody who's just that angry that like they're so concerned with getting their point out that they're not actually concerned with hearing you? Kind of feel like that's what you're dealing with. Look, and she ain't even stunting him. She's just like, you're not about to make me ruin my face. Give me stress lines. So, Capricorn, you're kind of tired of dealing with somebody. You're kind of tired of dealing. It could be you're the one that's maybe emotional. I don't think that's the message here. From what it looks like from your monthly forecast, it looks like there's a lot of financial pressure in your life. So maybe that is affecting your love life. Let's keep going. The unexpected here is the Five of Cups reverse and the 10 of Cups reverse. Now, Five of Cups is typically grief, sadness, loss. 10 of Cups is typically big, happy family and emotional happiness with a loved one or with your family. Now, when I look at that reversed, okay, a lot of times the Five of Cups reverse can represent coming out of that sorrow. It may even be unexpectedly you're getting over a breakup. I'm hearing Sarah Bareilles gonna get over you. I love that song. Like maybe suddenly you snap yourself out of it. You just realize, you know what? I deserve better than this. I don't need this. Ain't got no tears left to cry. You know? Yeah, it really is just feeling like a snap decision for me, Capricorn. It is really just feeling like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore. It feels like a switch is about to be flipped. And then we look into theme of the month, 8 of Wands reverse. You're not moving forward with someone. You're slowing things down. We do have 3 of Pentacles here. This is teamwork, collaboration, working together. Whenever I see the 3 of Pentacles or the 3 of Cups in a love reading, a lot of times it does represent a third party is involved. We do have the Ace of Swords here. This could represent lack of clarity, lack of communication, confusion. And we have the 7 of Wands. Somebody is being defensive and keeping you at arm's length. Maybe it's you and your partner, but somebody is really like, you know what? I don't want to talk. You're being iced out. Either you're being iced out or somebody's icing you out. I kind of feel like you're the one that's being iced out. So I will mention this though. I don't know what you're going through, but like I had a client once tell me that this is a true story, that they had unexpectedly experienced a lot of loss, but right before they had experienced a lot of loss, they were connecting with this person a lot that they really, really liked. But the grief was so much that they kind of just isolated themselves, and they didn't know how to communicate properly to that person. Hey, I'm going through grief. I don't want to put that on you. They kind of just suffered in silence and never gave a really reason why until much later. But by that time, the moment was kind of gone, and they kind of regretted not being able to let that connection grow because of poor communication. I wonder if, Capricorn, your person is dealing with grief and not sure how to process it or communicate it with, and is pushing you away. If that is the case, I'm sorry to say, babe, there's really not going to be much you're going to be able to do to change that unless they decide to seek help or get therapy or do some personal development. You're not going to be the one to change that. You're not. You're not. Let's look at these oracle cards. I laughed, babe, because these two cards came out. They flew out together. Free yourself and release your ex. They flew out together. All right, it's time for you to take back control of your life. Boom. And like I said, remember, theme of the month was the Hierophant, the imprisonment. You are tired of being confined. You are tired of the patriarchy. You're tired of being chained and told what to do. You're tired of the control. Then we have release your ex. Okay, the time has come for you to clear your energy. This little message gives like a burn ritual that you could do. Now, we got cutting ties. That flew out of the healing heart journey. There's no going back. Better off alone. Make a clean break. We also have, I knew exactly what I was doing. And we have so many things remind me of you. I don't want to look at these messages so literally. I'm trying to think like, well, how, because sometimes it happens. And for people who are, okay, this has happened for me particularly because I'm not really actively dating anybody at this time. So sometimes when I see cards like this, it doesn't always pertain to my love life because I'm single. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not actively dating. So sometimes free yourself, release your ex could be about releasing yourself from something or someone you're holding on to. That could be a job, that could be a situation, that could be a friend, and it could be affecting your love life, which is why this is coming up with this cutting ties card here. There, I do get the sense though, you are there. Look, just look at the imagery, guys. Come on. Like, you know, I'm hearing just stop. Like I'm hearing somebody who's like a liar. They're lying. You may have to deal with this person either because you'll have a child together or you'll have finances together or share a home or something. But other than that, you really don't want to be dealing with this person right now. You really don't. You really, really don't. Capricorn, I'm going to be so honest. I'm going to be really, really honest. I don't really know what happens this month. And I'm not necessarily praying for divorce because I don't wish that on people. But it is feeling like you're hitting your limit this month. It's kind of feeling like you're hitting your limit in this relationship. Now, if we look at a happy, healthy couple, maybe your arguments are about a water sign in your life, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or maybe somebody's father. Maybe there's a lot of arguments. Remember, we did have mature male come up in your forecast. So maybe there's a male that's causing a lot of arguments in the relationship. There might be a message here of needing to separate you and your partner from your family. Maybe extended family is affecting what you guys are building and growing, and maybe that's why we need some space, some distance, cutting some ties, okay? It could be friends here that are causing issues, potentially. But Spirit is telling you there are some ties that you're going to need to break for the health of your well-being and your love life. Whether that is a partner or somebody that is affecting the partnership is going to vary person to person. And I don't think this is easy, right? So many things remind me of you. Because like this is a connection that's hard to grieve. This is a connection that's hard to grieve. There's history here. But if I'm being honest, I think this person is choosing themselves. They're choosing themselves. I'm going to stop here, clear this, so we can move on to your career and finances, okay? All right, my beautiful. Let's look at your career and finances. Okay, back in deck energies, Queen of Cups. Free yourself. Well, I'm still thinking about that message just came up, but like the message of what I always see when I look at this is like surrender, letting go. Let's see. Listen, Capricorn, you need to come up with a plan B real quick. Okay? Real quick. Real quick. I don't know what plans you got in motion, but I want you to have some backup plans, Capricorn. What you got for Capricorn? Okay, maybe all those were meant to come out. What do we have here? And what else? Okay. All right, babe, here we go. Ready? What to expect. 9 of Cups reversed and the Judgment reversed. Now, typically the 9 of Cups is happiness, joy, fulfillment. The Judgment card is ascension, awakening, leveling up, and making a decision. Remember, this is the card in the position of obstacle to overcome. When we look at this reverse, you know that you're in an unfulfilling situation in your career and finances, and you're discontent. A lot of times when the 9 of Cups is reversed, it's like you have what you need, but you're not happy. It's like you're very unfulfilled when this card is reversed. But you may be unsure of like, well, how do I get out of this? How do I grow? How do I get past this? I'm feeling more confusion than anything. You know you're not happy, but you don't know how to change that. Okay? The unexpected is the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles upright. 3 of Wands is expansion, growth, leveling up. The 5 of Pentacles is hardship, financial loss and ruin. Is this? I hope this isn't. Let me try to fix this. I just have a feeling. I just really hope the sound is okay because it just keeps rubbing up against my. This will look stupid. It's fine. Now, listen, I'll say this. Even though the 5 of Pentacles is here, when I see this 3 of Wands, to me, this is a message of moving on from the hardship. Like you're seeing a way out. You're just like the 3 of Wands is expectancy. She's on that beach. She's ready for that wave. She's like, I'm leaving this BS behind because I got to get out of this. I'm not going to stay here. I can't do that. Right? Can't be this girl anymore. I got to get going. And I know something's coming. So, one card I want to address here is the Rescuer card. Somebody is coming to help you, my love. Somebody's coming to help you. Someone may enter your life and help you resolve any difficulties you're experiencing. Consider careers as a firefighter, paramedic, or any rescue or heroic profession. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Quite the opposite. It shows your strength. Okay, let's look at theme of the month. 8 of Swords, a lot of anxiety, a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of confusion. Okay, you're like stressed. Chariot, moving on, wanting to go forward, overcome obstacles. The Chariot is connected to the sign of Cancer. We do have the Knight of Swords here. 2 cards here indicating like trying to move fast, trying to go forward fast, right? Knight of Swords is connected to the air signs Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and also being quick on your feet, needing to get things done swiftly. However, we do have the Hangman here as well. So you're feeling like for a lot of the month, you're just feeling stuck of like, what do I do? Plan A didn't work out, what now? You know you got to make some moves and things got to go fast, and you're confused. You're just like, how do I get out of this rut? How do I get out of the situation? Somebody's coming to help you. You're not going to see it coming. And I don't, when I say that, Capricorn, just because you don't see this as your out doesn't mean you don't have a part in it. So what I mean by that is if you're trying to figure out a way, because the Five of Pentacles is here, if you're trying, like maybe your car's about to be repossessed and you're trying to figure out how to get somebody to keep your car, right? You just don't listen to this reading and be like, oh, Whitney said somebody's going to come help me, so I'm just going to sit on my hands and I'm not going to do anything. No, you still need to take an active part in seeing what your options are and seeing what's out there and seeing who might be able to provide assistance, if you can call in any favors, if there's any credit cards you can, raise the limits on. Have an active part in this, and you may find a rescuer comes to you. Now, like I said, sometimes it's not really about, like when we do this faith thing, right? Sometimes it's not really about the results of the action as much as it is showing the universe, God, source, that we're willing. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's just about being an active participant that is more important than expecting. I hope that makes sense. What's the expression? Faith without works is dead, right? Let's look at these other cards. We have, because these all kind of fell out together. We have Explorer. And I said that you need, look, plan B, babe. Keep trying. There are no mistakes, just opportunities to learn and grow. You may be called to explore careers that match your fearlessness and curiosity. You may need to go wandering and trust the unknown. That's where magic lies. I really do think you need to be putting your resume out there. You need to be really aggressively searching. A lot of companies are hiring for a January start. Don't, whatever situation you think you got in the bag, keep going. Laborer, okay? All right, a new job of some kind is coming your way, or going back to work. A career in construction, maintenance, or any kind of labor work could be for you. Your dependable and loyal nature will be rewarded soon. Keep at it. Crafter. Okay. There's something wonderful just waiting to be expressed with your hands. Consider careers doing homemade items or some kind of craft project. Think of ways to generate money that no other has done before to try something new. And then lastly, we have the Rebel. Okay, you're a trailblazer meant to see things differently and set a new path for others. Your rebellious spirit makes you a great system buster to teach others the better way. An old belief about money could be preventing you from getting ahead. Break some rules, Capricorn. Because you trying to do this the right way, whatever that means to you, it ain't. Especially if somebody has told you, Capricorn, don't worry, I got you, just wait, just like the process, it takes a while for things. You may not have that time, babe. You may not have that time. I don't know what your financial situation is, but everybody has a little bit of precarious financial situations right now, okay? And Capricorn, you may not have the luxury of being able to wait for somebody else to make good on their promise. So you've got to be aggressive to seek help and support, because the finances are not, you got to move on from this state. Okay? Okay. Because I knew you. Capricorn, I'm about to make a TikTok. I feel charged. On this energy. Listen, Capricorn, you heard it here first. You need to have a plan B, C, and D. Because whatever you are expecting to work, it looks like you're gassing yourself up for a disappointment. And I want you to have this information sooner rather than later. I don't want you to go through all month thinking, okay, well, I'm just waiting because so-and-so said they were going to help me. The hangman, you're just waiting. No. We got to get out of this energy. We got to get active. We got to do some stuff. And that's going to be half the battle this month, getting yourself out of the mental warfare, because that really is half the battle. You're just like, I need to save. I need to not be spending money. And how is it going to... Here's what I've learned. I told my mom, I've told a couple people, Capricorn, this year has been wild, to say the least. And I said to my mom, I said, I think I am going to make a video on how to manifest or keep the faith, however you want to put it, through crises. I don't think I want to label it keep the faith, because for me, keeping the faith is still very, still not doing enough to me. I don't know. It's one thing to believe, but you got, again, faith without works is dead. So I think I want to create a series or a couple of videos maybe on how to manifest during a crisis. And part of that in manifestation is you have to be so locked in on the outcome you desire. Going back to what I said about the Four of Pentacles, you can't really let much entertain worst case scenario. You can know that worst case scenario exists, but you can't ever actually imagine yourself going there. You have to let yourself play it out to be like, okay, if worst case scenario happens, can I live? Will I live with my car being repossessed? What would I do? Okay, I'll take the bus. I'll be fine. Right? But at the same time, we got to realize, oh, no. I'm not a girl that gets on the bus. I'm not somebody who rides a bus. That will never happen to me. Not that there's anything wrong with the bus. I've been on the bus a few times for commuting and whatever. My point is, when it comes to this Eight of Swords, you have to be so locked in on your thoughts. You have got to get control of your thoughts. If you do not get control of your thoughts, you will lose. You will lose. You will lose. If you let yourself spiral, if you find yourself thinking of worst case scenario more often than best case scenario, you're going to lose. And so when it comes to manifesting through a crisis, and I'm saying this because it looks like you're in a crisis, Capricorn. I'm just being honest. It looks like you're in a crisis. When it comes to manifesting in a crisis, you have to wake up. I'm not saying that you're going to feel great and chipper. That really isn't the vibe. But you have to be a solutions-oriented person. You have to wake up and think, what am I going to do today? Who am I going to reach out to? What am I going to do that pushes my ball a little bit forward? What am I going to do that helps me out of my predicament just a little bit more? What am I going to feel good about doing before I lay my head down to make progress on this? Like, your entire being and your entire thought process has to be, how am I going to fix this? While also knowing that Spirit's got you. Also knowing Spirit, hey, we're in this together. It's a tag team effort. What can I do today? And a lot of times when I do this, Capricorn, a lot of times I'll get a thought and I'll think, or usually I'll do it and then I'll do a reading afterwards, because I like to follow inspired action. But if I get a thought of like, oh, you know what? Let me try this, or let me reach out to this person, or let me look up this. And then I'll do it. And then I'll do cards and I'm like, okay, is that outcome going to work out for me? Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay, that's going to be a dud. Okay, next. Great. Move on. Or, okay, look, and I know you might not read for yourself, but if you can get yourself an Oracle deck, really, check on my Amazon storefront if you don't want to play with tarot. But my point is, you got to keep moving to the next thing. You cannot, if you end up wallowing for too long, because I do think a little bit of wallowing is okay, but if you end up wallowing for too long and woe is me for too long and in your bed for too long and depressed for too long, And I will say, Capricorn, here's what I will say. If you are in a crisis and you feel like you are helpless, do your hair and your nails and your makeup. I'm so serious. I'm very serious. Take the time to do your self-care. It changes everything. It changes the vibration. I don't really care if you are somebody who feels like you might feel like somebody, I'm just imagining like somebody who feels like they're not pretty or feel like they don't have products to do that. This is what's in my head right now. I'm imagining like, okay, what if I have no hair products? How would I figure this out? I'm not so serious. I would probably, this is so terrible, but this is literally like worst case scenario. If I had like no products, I would probably wash my hair with body wash, and I would probably use lotion as conditioner. I know that's, or some sort of product. I know that's terrible, but I'm just really thinking if I had nothing to try to put my hair in some kind of style. I don't know. But I got to do something to make, or shoot, I'll be rocking the most beautiful head wraps, okay? Get on YouTube, try to figure out how to tie that scarf, okay? Everybody need to see what's going on under here, all right? Get some polish, figure out how to do your nails, go through the makeup if you got any. Just get yourself feeling good, because it changes everything. It really does. It really, really does. And sometimes y'all don't see me on camera because I'm like, I don't have it, but I need to get you this content. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to be that every day, but if you need to just shift the vibration a little bit with what you're going through, that helps. Oh my God, Capricorn, I'm sorry. This has become a coaching session, and I'm really sorry. Okay. You're going to get through this. Trust me. Okay? You're going to get through this. I got you.